same people. We're all in the same community. There it is. What?
Motherfucker.
There he is. What's up, man? I was just checking AJ. I was like, AJ, make sure this is really John.
I was just live, but I got done.
Very nice. Love the hat.
Thank you. I'm trying not to be politically biased here, but thank you.
Name ML MAGA John. MAGA.
MAGA MLD in the house. What's up, Kat?
What's up, homie?
How are you doing?
Good.
So, what are you guys talking about?
We were talking about why relationships don't work today. You know,
Women.
we're also talking about like where have men have fallen in this process too, like the things
Not
that they're
you, Kat.
lacking.
You're different. You're special.
No. I'm the problem, John. I'm the problem.
You'd be a problem if you're fat and ugly, but you're not.
Well, we haven't seen her husband yet. Steven has not been allowed to come up and talk. So
relax. I'm not hitting on you. I know you have a husband. I'm not stupid.
No. I'm just saying, like everybody in the chat's like, we need a show of proof, a proof of a life.
For who?
Her husband. He's missing. He's MIA.
He's the white guy. I see the guy. Kat, are you Indian?
Oh my God, that's so disrespectful.
No, she's Arabian Night.
No, I'm not Arabian. Persian.
Same difference.
Persian Cuban. Oh, I kicked him out.
Did you kick him out? Would you?
Sorry.
He didn't get your ethnicity right, and you boot him. The fuck?
Censorship.
I know.
So yeah, we're just talking about that stuff.
When you say you're Persian, so where are you from? Persia? Like what country is that when you say Persian?
We still call it Persian. I don't care what Americans call us.
Well, I didn't know that because someone else told me she was Persian, but she was not. Oh wait, maybe she was from Iran. No, maybe she was from Iran. Who else says they're Persian?
Only
was it Farah? Farah? No.
Whoa.
No. Who's Farah?
Fake what's her name?
Oh, the ugly girl with Destiny?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Glasses?
Yeah. Yeah, she's I've seen her in real life. I did a stream with her. She's Indian. Isn't she Indian?
I don't claim her.
I don't think so.
Well, how's her whole OnlyFans career going?
I don't know.
Daddy's crying.
If you notice, like a lot of them are starting to drop, and they're like, I think the OnlyFans are converting into these trad wives. They're doing the trad wife grift.
I prefer the trad wife grift versus the whore grift.
I agree. You know, like, hey, make cakes and clean the house. I'm all for that.
I mean, we are doing our job as men. Women are getting back into the kitchen where they belong. So it's like W men, right?
It is a W for men. I'm all
Kat,
for
you're
that.
shaking your head in disapproval. Do you have Wi-Fi in the kitchen right now? What is that shaking for? Okay.
Oh my God. It's 11:30. I'm done cooking.
Yeah. I just got done cooking myself.
So how are you back in Japan right now?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
But yeah.
Okay, so like how is, because I keep hearing that Japan is America in the future as far as the loneliness epidemic. More people are lonely. Women are not getting married as much. Like, is that
Japan's
like
finished.
us in the future? So it's over. Yeah.
It's finished, bro. It's game over. The population's in free fall decline. Korea is following the same path as Japan, but Korea is more fast in regards to, because there's too many old people in charge in Japan and they're running this country into the ground. But Korea, in 50 cities right now, they're actually experimenting for the first time ever with the 4-day work week. So it's 4 10-hour days because they're not having kids. The population is below the replacement rate. Japan's coming out with dating apps, government-sponsored dating apps. They're trying to get people to come together because people are having sex, but the thing is they're not getting married and having kids. And the reason why is because if you've ever been to Korea, if you've ever been to Japan, the toxic work culture here is so bad. Like, these people literally work themselves to death. That they have a word in Japanese called karoshi, which means sudden death from overwork. These are like people in their 20s getting redlined by these companies, making $1,800 a month, working like 80, 90, 100 hours a week, and just dying because some fucking old Japanese fuckface is in charge, and he's telling them to like just work, and the wages, it's unlivable wages. It is modern day slavery. I used to work for a Japanese company. I made $70,000 bonus, or I made $70,000 in sales in 1 month. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna give you a bonus. We're so proud of you." I was like, "Great." Like, we're gonna give you $5,000. It's like, are you gay? Like, what? Like, you're gonna? I just made $70,000, and you're gonna give me 5,000, and I'm gonna tax on that 5,000. Like, I can make more money running a fucking Airbnb.
Yeah.
You know. So it's Japan's finished, man. It's game over. These people are fucked. I'm here to take the money, take the women in true American fashion.
Hey, gotta conquer, right?
Hey, you know, you evolve or die.
Gotta be a colonizer.
Evolve or die.
Yep.
Evolve or die. You know?
Wow. So we were talking about like what is the issues, and it's like guys are not measuring up.
Mm-hmm.
The majority of guys are not measuring up. They're not meeting the bar. And the guys that do meet the bar, they're not willing to invest in a woman that is not worthy of an investment. So that's the problem.
It's true. A lot of these girls, I met a girl recently when I was on Fresh and Fit in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
And we, we started spending some time together, and, she's a sweetheart. She's a real sweetheart. But like, American woman's game, basically, because like there's a female game is the smart female game is to enslave the man with comfort and convenience.
Oh, have you heard Kat's story?
No.
Have you heard? Oh, Kat, let's go. We want to hear the story. John wants to hear the story of how you locked down Steven. Bro, talk about like manipulation out the ass.
She looks pretty manipulative.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That's so manipulative of you. It's 100% your fault.
Oh, it's hilarious. Like I was like in the chat when she was talking to Donovan. I was like, Don, ask her about how she conned her husband.
And he's happy for it. Thank you.
It was a great con. But no, like she was dropping real woman game. Like
these chicks don't know what they're doing nowadays. They're just like banging a billion people, lowering their value, giving a bad reputation, and then they think when they're old, then they're gonna find somebody of worth. It's so insane. Like, you need to be on the hunt when you're young. 19, go.
But that's like, you're giving them too much credit, because the average person is so dumb, man and woman.
Yeah.
And then when you're in this culture where, because like, I love living in Japan, because you know why? Like, men and women still get along on the television shows. Like, the music, I don't listen to mainstream music in America because like it's just some fucking hip hop guy saying do drugs, kill somebody, and fuck someone's girlfriend, or some woman saying I don't need a man, eat my pussy. I'm a bad bitch.
Hell. It's wet as hell. Yeah, like
and it's just like, okay, so what do you expect to produce if you're just constantly listening to trash? And it's trash on the, like, another thing, because I live outside of America, so I can see it from far away, like I prefer to. And there's so much conflict in American dramas between relationships. There's so much conflict in movies. Like Glenn and I, how old are you, Kat?
She's 50 something.
I'm not 50 yet.
Were you 30?
45.
You look like 30-ish.
Well, it doesn't matter. I'm older.
She's older than us.
Your age, it's not a big deal.
I'm older than you, my son.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, she's
I'm 38.
She's older than both of us.
You're way older than you.
She's older than me.
My child.
She's like 45. Dead ass serious.
No, you're not.
Jeans. I'm telling you.
Yes, I
stand up and give me a 360. No way.
I'm old. I'm just a regular person. I'm not like super. I'm old.
You got a beautiful face though. You look young.
Thank you.
And good genes. Good genes.
No, not being a whore. I'm telling you, being a whore ages you.
No. Let me tell you what doesn't age you. I don't leave the house. I'm very happy. That's it. No stress.
Yeah, like
Okay.
it's funny that you mentioned that being a whore ages women. It's true. If you notice the
Does.
girls that got like the high mileage body count, yo, they look tore up.
Yeah, it eats away your soul, man.
Yep.
You know, it eats away your soul. Are you really? I'm 38.
Yes,
You're not.
I'm older than
Are
you.
you
I'm older
39?
than you. I'm older than you.
Are you 40?
Bro,
40
she's like
something. I'm in
she's
my
40,
40s.
like almost
I'm old.
50, like dead ass serious. She's about to get the AARP card.
You're hot, Cat. That's good. You're doing a good job. And you have 2 kids, right?
I have kids. Yes, I have
2?
kids.
I think you said 2.
I don't say how many on the internet.
Yeah.
Got it. God forbid the 2 people watching are gonna fucking do something about it.
Get out.
Well, I said it to my chat, so let's see if we get some more viewers in here.
Oh my god.
But I'm here because I like women like you. So I'm about supporting women like you. You know, so but yeah, it's not a big deal. But I just hope the 4 people watching now don't have assault rifles and ready to fucking take you out.
I mean,
You never know.
You never know.
Got 288. I think it's more than chat's average. Or cat's average is more than your average.
288. Where?
On
YouTube?
I'm on my line on my channel.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're on your channel too, Glenn?
Yeah, I'm dual streaming.
Oh, pimp daddy. Let me see. I don't think I'm following you.
Disrespect.
No, we don't work like that in man world.
I know. I'm just playing.
You got 46 watching, Glenn, you liar.
It said no. I just looked at the count. It said I'm not on my channel. I'm looking at the YouTube studio. It says the live has 288 or 290 now views. Oh, sorry, live count 43.
Yeah.
Wrong number.
All right, never
It's
mind. Your
fine.
children in life are in danger, Cat. We gotta fucking call the FBI.
Dude, it's not like that. It's just if one chick that's like jealous and crazy sees you, that's what happens.
I have that effect on women. So we'll see.
No, I have
like-
that effect on women.
No,
Hey,
Cat's
that's
a
why we're
killer.
friends.
Cat has tried to kill her neighbor one time.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Mhm.
she's a killer.
It's fine.
Somebody
it's
said your
fine.
kids are anchor babies.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
That means like you are not from this country. You had your kids here
Oh
in
no, no, no!
America.
I was born here, so nice try, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Where were you
Well,
born? Florida?
Miami.
Me too. Jackson Memorial?
Where was I born? I think
She's
so.
She's fake. She's not from America. That you should know where you're born.
I don't remember. It's on Kendall. Is that Jackson? No.
It's either you're fake or it's the old
Mercy?
age. So
Was it Mercy?
which one is it?
She wasn't like the hospital was already shut down by the time you got born. They built a new one.
Yeah, I don't know. Why can't I remember the hospital? I don't remember. Look, it's
okay.
not. It's not
Alzheimer's.
important.
That's what it is.
Alzheimer's.
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 You have it too.
Yeah. Oh, I do.
It happens.
When are you coming back to the States? You can do another tour.
Never.
You know,
Ever?
we talk about your hot dude con like all the time. When you did your
Who's we?
like every time me and Thor be talking like so how easy it is like to network and connect in these spaces, right? It's like I met you, Thor, Offie, and I've known Paul. And John Finch all at the same time. And I'm still connected with them and work with them till this day. And it's like it's crazy because it's just like you just did a little pop-up thing at this spot and you're able to fellowship and just network and foster these great connections after that. There's not enough of that going on. Everybody wants to do like these bigger like these bigger like conventions, but like what you were doing was way better and way more
You know what I do now?
What?
If you come to any of my live events, you have to fight.
That's dope. I'm down.
My documentary's on my channel, the Orlando Mega Mansion. We had 30 guys there and 30 plus guys, and every guy fought. while we were there. It was fucking awesome.
That sounds dope. Is it kind of like what the War Room did? Like I heard that we're doing that too. Like
I don't know. I'm thinking Tyler Durden, low cost, get people in there, sign a waiver with my lawyer. You got to fight, and then we start the event.
Like, do you do? Like,
I don't want to be around
weigh-ins?
pussies.
You do weigh-ins? So it's just anybody against anybody?
We were fighting on this. We were fighting on the wood floors of the Airbnb we rented out.
Nice. That's dope. Fight
It's
Club.
good.
First rule of Fight Club.
Yep, I broke it. Sorry.
That's dope. That sounds like fun. Like I don't
Kat,
think enough guys don't know how to fight anymore today.
They don't. Kat, what's your why? Why do you start this channel? What are you trying to do?
Trying to piss off as many women as possible.
That one girl's in Glenn's chat. She's like, ugh, this guy, Angie, whatever.
Who?
I think she wants to smash.
Okay.
Angie girl. She's just, this guy, ugh. She's probably not attractive. Ugly women hate me, bro.
Oh boy. What are you gonna do?
They're just mad because they're ugly.
You have a way with ugly women.
It's my strategy to repel them. I don't want them near me.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know?
You have a way with them, that's for sure.
It's not.
Who else is in the chat? Let's see.
Well, anyways, I also started because I would go online, and whenever they would say horrible things about dudes, or all men are this, all men are trash, blah, 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 or just hook around until you're old, I would say like the counter to it. And then they would attack me. And then I started liking it. And then I started doing it more, just pissing them off. And that became fun. And now I'm like, you know what? That's my new personality. Just pissing them off.
It's good. You know, it's funny.
One day she's like, oh, what do we want to talk about, Kat? This is like when was it? Teriyaki was on too. And she's like, let's talk about the whores.
I feel sorry for them. Because I have a lot of hot girlfriends, and you know, it's tough for good men to meet good women, and it's tough for good women to meet good men. Yeah. Because to a degree, like, because I'm like, you know, I'm like kind of an average looking guy. I'm not Justin Waller, right? But when these girls, they see me, they just think I'm some fucking sucker, and then they just lose. Like going back to the girl I met from Fresh and Fit or whatever, you know, she was used to just dealing with simps and simps and simps. And then she tried her shit with me, and then she just lost, and now she's in love. So
she's fucked. Now she's fucked because she's like on the hook. She's like, I can't live without him.
Well, I mean, I understand why the average woman does treat the average guy like shit, because like one thing I do when I meet girls, because, you know, I'm a dating coach, right? I ask them, like, can I see your Tinder? Can I see your Bumble? I just want to see what these guys are saying. And like what I see these guys sending these girls, like I understand why they treat men like shit. Like I really do. Because the guys are just so bad. And you know, it's so sad too, because like a lot of times, like when I go to my meetups, I demand my guys, I'm like, you need to get in shape. You need to have your money right. You need to have self-esteem. You need to have confidence, right? I demand that out of these guys, or I kick them out of my community, because I'm not running a fucking charity, right? I'm here about transformation. I would rather have 300 guys who really get their shit together and rock it and roll it hardcore than 3,000 guys who are LARPing.
Yep.
Like when I see there's a guy that kept on joining my community year after year after year. And this guy is just a big fat guy. And I'm just like, dude, like, what are you doing? Like what is going on here? Like, are you illiterate? Do you not know what money muscles game frame means? Like, it's very simple to lose weight. Just stop eating so much. That's it.
Yeah, you don't have to do diet, just smaller portion control, folks.
You know? And it's just, I really empathize with women. That's why, like, you know, like I understand the meta is like shit on women or whatever for like most content creators, but like I'm just not about that. Like if they're rude to me, obviously I went viral because that one girl was rude to me. I was like, listen, bitch, you know, don't talk to me like that.
Or Angela?
No, not her. That girl's irrelevant, bro. I tried to make peace with her too, but her feelings were so hurt. I feel sorry for her, honestly. I really hurt her feelings. To a degree, I feel bad. But it's funny because she was like, you know me. I'm like, listen, you're unattractive. Like, I forget women like you. Like, you're not memorable. You know, like, there's nothing to remember about you.
Yep.
But she was like, swear to God, I knew who she was. And, you know, I pop into, like Kat said earlier, like, I just randomly pop into chats and like chat and then disappear, you know, like Batman. And I just said, like, who is this fat Asian girl? That's all I did. And then I think I said, like, with the screenshot, I saw the screenshot, like, who is this chubby? I think I called her chubby or something. Yeah. And it's so funny. Her retort to that was like, you and I are built the same. I was like, bitch, you're saying you're built like a man? Like, what?
That's even worse. That's a worse insult.
You know? So it is what it is, man.
No, I feel you. I'm with you on that. Like, cause like the go-to thing is just shit on women. And if that's the case, that all of the guys are doing they're doing that is the same thing that women are doing. They're blaming women for their lack of success with women.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, women blame their lack of success with men on men. So it's like, you're doing no different than the woman.
There's a saying, I forget which culture it's from, but they say, when you point the finger at somebody,
you have 3 pointing at you.
You have 3 fingers pointing back at you. Yep. You know what I mean? So the good and bad about your wife is 1,000% your fault. So you got to own the good. The only common denominator, right? Yep. We got to own the good and you got to own the bad.
Yep. That's why when I've been talking to, all I did was I added one thing to your muscles, money, and game and frame. So since my community is primarily guys in the Christian sphere, right? I have your walk with God first, tight, because that's going to be part of your frame, right? Mm-hmm. So you're, and you know this, like, I mean, you do your Sunday sermon, so you know, like, your walk and your frame are going to go hand in hand because it incorporates your worldview. It shapes your worldview. So you have to have that first. Then, you know, everything else, the rest of it falls in line. And I'm like, if you're not working on those consistently, it's not like you do one at a time. You have to do them all at the same time. If you're not working on them all at the same time, you're not going to get there.
Exactly. It's so true. So we were talking about whores.
Yeah, whores. So
what do you think is the cause of whoredom, Kat?
Other women. He just left.
No, I'm listening. I got headphones on. I've just got to close this door. My dog is going to run the other room.
Yeah, it's definitely other women telling women, live your life, don't settle down, keep going out there, and you don't want to marry the first guy. It's like the same stuff. Oh my goodness.
My little baby. She's so dirty. I left her with my Vietnamese cleaning lady. She came back looking like this. She was smoking and gambling with the Vietnamese for, you know, while I was in Bangkok and Okinawa.
Nice.
She came back with a knife. I was like, Happy, what are you doing with that knife?
Who wears short shorts? John wears short shorts.
Hey, these shorts are silk, baby.
Oh my God.
Ranger panties. Those are like Ranger panties.
Come on. These shorts cost more than the cater's fucking entire wardrobe.
There's nothing wrong with Ranger panties. Every guy that does legs have them.
You know it.
Oh my gosh.
So, yes, women make whores, but you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I'm responsible for a few whores myself.
Oh my gosh.
I have made a few whores myself.
I don't think it's women. I mean, I think, okay, maybe indirectly it is. I think it is broken families that make, and bad fathers that make whores, in my personal experience. I think that the father is the most crucial part of the family unit. Without a father, you have the Black community. Without a father, you have fucking, I mean, look at it.
That means
75%.
But what is it? Wasn't the statistic saying that like they're actually more active in the kids' role in their lives than any other ethnicity in America, though?
I don't know, but I do know that fatherless homes produce the most criminals. Yep. Fatherless homes produce the most mentally ill children. Fatherless homes produce poorer children. Fatherless homes produce more sexually provocative children, sexually active children at a younger age. Fatherless homes produce more drug addicts. Fatherless homes produce more alcoholic children as well. Every nasty thing that you do not want to happen to your children happens when there is not a father present. And I know because I grew up in a fatherless home, and it was so hard for me. I clawed my way out of poverty. I had to work so hard. I worked literally to the brink of death. And now I'm a multimillionaire. But the amount of suffering and therapy and healing and all these things I had to go through. And I'm not demonizing my mom. My mom is an amazing woman. She forced us to go to church, and thank God for the church, because it gave us some semblance of stability. It gave us some semblance of family. It gave us some semblance of morality. But I mean, the odds are stacked crazily against you when there's not a father present.
John, I was telling her about your inner game. You focus a lot on inner game, and I would say
that's the problem.
Benjamin also focuses on inner game a lot too. Why is that so crucial for men? Because a lot of the guys try to be stoic and not and suppress everything. Explain to them it's not like being a bitch.
The plight of our time as Americans is we have so much unresolved mental trauma from being raised in these households that are broken, chaotic, and and you add on the culture on top of that, and you have right now with the single mother epidemic. I mean, Kat, this. How many divorced mothers they put up the craziest smear campaign against the father to the children.
Yeah.
Do you experience that in your life?
I was at a party once, and there's this very unattractive, super tall, wide woman talking about her ex-husband, whatever, in front of her son, saying that he's such a piece of trash. He's this, he's that, the other. And then the kid did something stupid, and then she goes, "Stop acting like your father." And I'm just like, oh
my God, what the fuck are you doing?
It's just and then in the same breath, she was like, "And I need someone who makes at least this much money, and they have to have this because I make this and I do this." And I'm just like, I said, "Hey, do you know something called Fresh and Fit?" Subscribe to
white?
Fresh and Fit? No, she was Latin.
Oh God. Latinx.
Second, third generation, they're white. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the Latinos that don't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
My God. Yeah, it's so bad. My friend here, right, in Tokyo, he's married to this evil bitch for 10 years plus. And the other day, she just packed up all her shit, and in the middle of the day when he was out, took the kids. And in Japan, if you're a foreigner, he's a foreigner and she's Japanese, you have no rights. They're like, sorry, darky, not going to get access to your kids. And he's literally a slave to the justice system, and he's nothing he can do about it. He can't contact the kids. He has a daughter. He has a son. And the guy is he's not a loser. The guy's a multimillionaire. But she's just caught up in her feelings. And you know what she's doing too? What she was doing when he was in the house? Constantly when he was gone. Your dad's a bad guy. Your dad's a bad guy because he's a foreigner. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you this crazy? And the answer is yes. But it's just devastating. The kids, I was robbed of my childhood because of all the crazy abuse and shit that we went through from the chaos of the single mother household. And you're robbing these children's innocence. You're robbing these children's childhood, and you're stealing it from them. I dated this one girl, and she had so much trauma in her life. And she told me when her Japanese father left the mother at a young age, she was 4, and she remembered her mom was constantly saying your father's a bad guy, your father's a bad guy. And when I dated this girl, she couldn't trust me. But she never trusted any man. She always had another guy in the back burner. And that's what she did. And then when we found out about, her body count and stuff later in the relationship, she was 27. She slept 60 plus guys. That's a lot.
Yeah.
You know, you start being sexually active at age 18. She was 28. So 10. So that's 6 guys a year. That's more than one new guy a business quarter.
Yeah, you know, and that's the other thing.
And
It's like they don't have any longevity with any guy. That's why they
yeah,
have such
I was
huge
her longest.
body counts.
I was her longest relationship. Her average relationship, and this is kind of true, right? The average woman, their average relationship is 6 to 9 months, and then they're like, "Oh, this guy's terrible." And guess who was constantly in her ear? Her miserable, a fat American friend, Democratic fucking fatty from New York, who anything I did, because you know all relationships have conflict. These women are so dumb to think that this perfect utopia of a relationship is waiting for you, the most imperfect person, all of us, imperfect people demanding perfection. Like, are you Jesus Christ? Like, did you die on the cross for my sins? No. So how do you deserve perfection when the rest of us mere mortals have to put up with your crazy shit? And you can't. It's totally impossible. And so I remember one time I went away for the weekend, and I didn't tell her because it was like the first 2 months. I just went, and it was just like, it was like a 2-hour it was 1 hour bullet train ride to Shizuoka. Right. And I went to go to this onsen, and this girl was like, this guy is definitely cheating on you. And I'm like, I'm going to the fucking boonies of Japan, and what I'm going to cheat was like some 60-year-old woman who's selling ramen. Like, how did I meet this woman in the boonies of Japan? Like, where is this coming from? And the vitriol that was coming from this girl. And she was like, you can replace him. You can replace him easily. It's like, and first of all, I'm amazing just how I am. Second of all, I'm a strong leader. And third of all, I'm in the top 1% of the 1% financially speaking. So you literally have a 99% failure rate at trying to replace me. And her friend's like, don't do it, girl. You can find a better guy. You can do this. You can do that. I'm like, really? Really? And she had a bad habit of like anytime, because she was still dealing with her demons. And she had a bad habit of going to all of her girlfriends, like 7 girls, and sending my screenshots and like just talking about our relationship to people who are all single.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So how am I supposed to win in that circumstance?
You can't.
No. And I walked away, because it's just, like I said, it's functional retardation, So I don't know, mate.
You need someone who loves their father, who their father is in their life.
More importantly, you need someone who loves themselves. And if you love yourself, you're not going to carelessly give your body to endless amount of people.
I know, that is insanity to me. I had some girlfriends when I was younger. I'd be like, oh, I went on like 5 dates, and they're like, you slept with 5 people. I'm like, do you know what a date is? Do you know what going to like Starbucks is and getting to know someone and then leaving? Like, what are you talking about? You touch them? You physically touch strangers. You just met. They're like, yeah, that's what a date is. And I'm like, oh my gosh, what has happened to the world?
Yeah. But, it is what it is. And I just say, you could, because whatever you focus on expands, right? So I was talking with some of my friends this morning about the economy, because some of them are like doom and gloom about what's happening. But as a human, as it doesn't matter if you're a man or woman, I believe it's in your best interest to be optimistic, because when like looking at this, right? People could say, is this half empty or half full? The reality is it's both.
Yeah.
But what you choose to see is going to determine everything in your life. Okay. That's the big X factor. And, when you choose negativity, you choose powerlessness. When you constantly blame everybody, you take the power away from yourself. If you're constantly blaming everybody, then all you're just saying is, I'm a weak victim. I have no strength as a human. I have no strength to walk away. I have no strength to love myself. I have no strength to develop. I am just a slave to whatever phantom organizations out there, whether it's men complaining about all the fucking hoes, or it's women complaining about the patriarchy, or it's people complaining about the government, or people complaining about whatever. The reality is, if I could drag myself from literally the depths of poverty to the upper echelons of success, you can get your shit together to a relative degree. But people are clouded with so much trauma and brokenness in their minds and their hearts. And it's an uphill battle. It really is an uphill battle.
Like when I was dating, even though I had bad experiences here and there, I always said, I want this, and I'm focused on what I want. And if they turned out not to be that, okay, next, let's find someone who's exactly what I want, the right morals, the right values, the right goals in life. Like once you find that, and there'd be so many people who like 1 or 2 setbacks, they just give up. And they're just like, it's not out there. I'll never find it. I'm like, what you focus on is what you're going to go after. Like even when you're in a car accident, wherever you look is where the car ends up going by some miracle.
Yes. It's so true. It's like, and it's the same thing. Like when you're like riding a bike, right? And you're like, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. Only thing you're focusing on is the word fall. So what's going to happen? You're going to fall. If you're a guy, Glenn can relate to this, right? When you're having sex with a girl, you're like, don't come. Oh God, I'm going to come. Don't come. What happens? You fucking come. You're like, oh, God damn it. She's going to fucking ghost me. It's just, your mic's off, buddy. I don't know. It's not a.
Oh, so you bust everywhere. Just, it's funny that you guys mentioned, what you project is what you will end up receiving. And it's not like it, I don't even want to say it's like, you put it out there in the atmosphere. No, but it's what you will attract. And I'm not a big like laws of attraction person, but I do believe that you do end up, creating the outcome that you are talking about. Like if you're obsessed with that outcome or obsessed with that thing, you're going to get that thing. If you're obsessed with like women cheating on you and women being hoes, you're going to get with one. It just, to me, that's what you're going to end up attracting.
Did I ever tell you about how like my mom used to have this fear because her background or whatever, somebody always cheated. So then she would tell me every time like my husband goes anywhere, he's cheating on you, he's doing this, he's doing that, whatever. Oh, what about this girl and whatever. And then finally it got to the point where like he had to go and yell at her, like, stop talking to my wife, stop telling my wife this shit. I'm not cheating on her. I will never cheat on her. That's your problem. So those are your traumas. Like, don't put that shit on her. And then
that's
like
the real generational, like when they talk about generational curses in religion, that's the real generational curse. My mom, I don't know if I should say this, but like,
nobody's watching.
No, there are people watching. No, like, so some people were inappropriate to my mother when she was little. And so like when I was little, I didn't get it. Like I would go to hang out with all the guys at church. She's like, did anybody touch you? I'm like, what do you mean touch me?
That shit's a thing, bro. Like I thought it was just in movies and shit. Yo, that shit is a thing. Kid you not, like
but it's the projection is what we're talking about. The projection is what we're talking about, because certain stuff, happened, my mom, whatever. And that was just always that. And that was never, no one ever touched me. And I would knock a motherfucker out. I wrestled varsity, 2 years in high school. Like I'm itching for a fight. To this day, I'm like, I wish somebody would fucking try me, because of all the training I do. But no, it's the same thing, it's just like that. And then when I started making money, right, my mom, she don't make money like me. But she's like, make sure you're saving, make sure, the money's not going to run out. Like, she has like a lot of anxiety when I go to because, one of the best things is like becoming rich is I could just go home for Christmas every time and just take my mom to Whole Foods. Just like buy whatever you want. Fill out the fucking goddamn card. I don't care. Buy whatever you want. Buy all the makeup, buy all the soaps, the whatever. And she's like, are you sure? Are you sure? I'm like, Mom, it's only fucking $1,000. Like, just buy it. I care more about the family and my brother and his children and all of us having a good Christmas than, saving $1,000 to fucking, I don't know, like what? Like buy more shit at Louis Vuitton that I don't need, So there is definitely, that's a big part of the generation curse. Is your mother is single, Kat?
No.
She's married?
She's married, but it's still in her head. and she's
Mhm.
constantly, this is her second marriage, so she's constantly torturing this poor guy, like
What
saying,
is she
oh,
saying?
like, oh, he's cheating or whatever, like I have to check where he is or whatever. And then like,
kind of like you and all
yeah.
the
Look, I didn't say it was perfect, Glenn.
Hey, the fact that she could admit that she's not perfect is why she's in a loving relationship with the
Yo,
family.
she got him low jacked. He can't go nowhere.
What?
Well,
he's
listen,
happy. That's all that matters.
Hey, it works for them.
Yeah,
It works for them. That's all I say.
dude, he should be happy. You know, so many women when
I
they're
agree.
40s look
I
like
agree.
they look like they fell out the ugly tree and hit every branch on the way down. You
Yeah.
know, so Kat,
No,
you look
trust me.
great. So don't even worry about that. And that I want to add, because what your husband did is a good thing too, right? Because I think so many women, because women are playing the dating game on easy mode because men have no self-respect. Like date one, like, oh, here, you want to go to fucking Poppy Steak? I'll
Yep.
Date one, I'll spend $800 on the date, you know? And they just have everything so easy. So the moment there's a moment of conflict in a relationship, they've been so pampered and entitled their whole life. But that's the problem. Our generation, men and women, are so entitled.
So
right?
entitled.
They think that, oh my God, we have a moment of conflict. It has to be his fault. I deserve better. I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
You have to, men and women, okay? You have to understand, when you're in a happy, loving relationship, majority of people are not going to be happy for you. You have to fight to protect your relationship. Both of you need to come together. You know, they did a study too, and it's crazy. I found these two studies. You know, I have a psychology degree. I'm a scientist like that, man. And I found these two studies by accident because I was studying about weight loss and obesity, and I was studying about divorce and another time, and I saw this together. If you have a friend that is obese, you have a 20% chance
Yep.
of becoming obese.
Yep.
If you have a fucking friend who gets divorced, you have a 27%. Oh, no, sorry.
No,
No,
it's higher than that, isn't it?
No. Yeah, you're right. If you have a friend who is divorced or obese, you have a 60% chance of becoming divorced or obese. If you have a friend that knows someone who's obese, or if you have a friend that knows someone that's divorced, that's 25%.
Yeah, it's like the second connection is lower, but it's like divorce is a contagion. If you have a friend that's getting divorced, stay away from them. They will ruin you will end up divorced. Like
the number one thing to keep single women single is single women.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because if your relationship advice was so fucking pristine, bitch, why are you single?
Yep. I always say it's called build a bitch, though. You know, you got to build a wife. A wife doesn't come pre-assembled. She comes bare bones and you build her. So if she fucks up, that's on your lack of building her too. You
lack
know, it's not just
lack of leadership.
Yep. Because guys are supposed to be the priest, the provider, the protector, and the leader, right? But they do the bare minimum. Guys like, I have to just provide and protect. No, it's more than just providing provision. You got to provide, assurance, security, leadership. You got to provide a lot more than just the bare minimum. Guys are just trying to do the bare minimum and they're getting mad that the relationships are not working out. Well, you're just punching in a check and you're just making sure that you're the bouncer when she goes out. That's it. You're not doing anything else. That is absolutely ass. And you mad at her?
And again, going back to the lack of fathers in the household, the father and the man is the leader, the protector, and the provider of the household, right? And if you can't lead, that's why women cheat. Women cheat because they lose respect for the man who doesn't have any fucking boundaries. The best thing you could tell a woman is the word no, okay? And use it often, okay? Because if you don't have the balls to stand up for yourself, because so many guys think, okay, I'm just going to give in to her demands because I just want to keep her happy because I don't want to lose her. But all you're doing in the process is you're losing yourself. And when you lose yourself, you're losing the man she was initially attracted to.
And you have a covert contract.
And then you lose the attraction. And guess what? Women, when they cheat, they don't cheat with some passive aggressive, they don't cheat with some passive wimp guy. They cheat with a fucking drug dealer. They cheat with a personal trainer. They cheat with a guy who has some gumption, who has some stones. because
Yep.
all women are looking for a leader to guide them in this world. Okay.
They cheat with
That's why
the
they
guy
keep-
that was a version of you, your original you, almost like what she fell in love with. That version, that guy, probably resembles you to a degree. He has like the characteristics and the traits that you used to have.
I wouldn't go that far because there's a lot of losers out there. But I would
true.
say that to a degree, if you were that guy and then you revert to some
Mhm.
beta,
Well,
when
because you know, like
because
the beta by 1,000 concessions. That's what
Yeah.
I'm referring to.
absolutely, and the reason that happens is because the guy concedes so many battles, and eventually the woman loses respect for you, and you can't. A woman cannot love you if she does not respect you.
That's it.
Kat, do you agree or disagree?
Of course.
All right, show's over. Thank you guys for being here. We'll see.
He's like,
Wow.
hot take. I'm out.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like, you know, like I focus a lot on that. Like, I really don't care. I mean, I don't necessarily I don't care about women. Like, I'm married, like, and I'm good. I'm just talking about I don't really care about talking to women. I tell the guys, like, look, I don't care about you bitching about the woman. I don't care what she did. I'm more concerned about what you're not doing.
Yeah.
You know, like
Oh, yeah.
that was the biggest thing for me to learn. Like with my ex, like my ex cheated on me, but I realized that I created the environment for where she thought that was the best choice for her to make in that moment. I fostered that environment for that to be an option. And guys don't realize, like, they want to blame the girl. It's, oh, she was a cheating whore. Well, did you foster that environment for that to be an option?
Yep.
If
You know,
you
one
did,
thing that
then that's on you.
And one thing that women don't like to hear, what you need to hear, is that if you want to be in a relationship, there are some women in your life. Because listen, let's be honest, women love to fucking hate each other via jealousy.
They don't have no
And
friends.
if they see you happy and they're miserable, misery loves company. Okay, misery loves company, and the crabs in the bucket, they will drag you down. And you have to make a choice. Do I want to run the streets with these fucking hoes, or do I want to have a happy, loving relationship? And you have to let go of some of these girlfriends. And for guys too, because sometimes, you know, there's guys out, if you're privileged enough as a man to be a player and have other player guy friends, player guys are just as broken as whore women.
Yep.
You know, because they're like, oh, just get another bitch, just get another bitch, just get another bitch. And next thing you know, you're 50 and fucking washed up, and now you're an old man and you got to fucking, it's hard for you to get a better babe, you know?
Yep.
Mhm.
Or you are running a podcast saying don't date single moms and then getting with single moms, you know. You don't want to be that guy. Old guys like that, not a good look. You know, so John, like you what was the biggest point of like the inner game that you're like, this is why I want to focus on this so much?
So when I started my business, right, within the first 2 years, I made $1 million. And I had this, like, I swear, it felt like this dark feeling of despair over me that was like, the money is going to leave. The money is going to dry up and you're going to be poor again. And then I reflected to my childhood, the number one thing that I heard my mom say over and over and over again. And I remember I was so traumatized one time. I walked in on my mom and I was like 13 years old and she was like sitting on the floor crying. And there was just bills all over the floor. And she's like, we just don't have money. She's like, money's so hard to get. We don't have money. We don't have money. We don't have money. And, you know, as a young man, you just feel like so like there's no dad. That, you know, it's just like you look up to your mom because she's your everything, because she's your parent. You know, your parents are your heroes. And I just remember her always saying, like, we have no money, we have no money, we have no money. And I was just like, I just made $1 million fucking dollars. And why do I feel like I am going to be dragged back down into poverty? And thank God through my YouTube channel, I met a guy who specializes in healing people who have these traumas in their lives. And I just understood from that point our inner traumas and our damage that we have internally, which we have at an all-time high now, thanks to social media, thanks to broken homes, thanks to mainstream media, that is the number one culprit of our time. Because I have never met a woman with high self-esteem and a loving family who is sleeping around.
Yeah. Yeah, I
You know,
agree.
it's always girls whose father was not there or the father was weak, and the father provides a sense of security for the family. You know, physical security, emotional security, financial security. And if you don't have those three things, I mean, you're in bad shape. And that's America right now. Like, unfortunately, single mother households are growing across the board. And that's the big thing that I realized. And then all of the problems that I have, and I'll be just very open. Like, yeah, I used to have trouble with I used to struggle with like premature ejaculation a lot. And the reason was because when I was in church, I was always told, like, if you have sex, you're going to burn in the
In
lake of
hell.
fire, burn in the lake of fire over and over. And I had this anxiety about having sex. Like, I felt guilty when I was having sex. And I would just like, I'm talking like, 2-3 minutes and I'm done. And I was able to talk about this with my therapist. And now, well, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I'm doing okay.
Like
So
I'm past the average. I'm past 7 minutes. Well, you know, the average guy only lasts 2 to 7 minutes.
I'm done when she's done. When she comes, I'm like, all right, I'm done.
I'm with you. Yeah, like so I wrote this out like, the four pillars, right? Priest, you're the spiritual leader of your home. That means like, how Paul tells women they're supposed to shut the fuck up in church, right? Well, why? And they're supposed to ask their husbands at home. Well, that means you need to be more knowledgeable in the Bible than her. So you got to be her spiritual leader, right?
Mhm.
Protector, you're defending the family from, from themselves, from them making bad decisions, but also from yourself, but also from them, their peer group, their surroundings, the close, groups. You have to be able to weed out. You have to be able to tell your wife, like, hey, you know what? This person's not really a good individual to have around the family. This is a
Yeah.
bad move, right? Um,
Yep.
Provider, you got to provide resources to sustain life. You got to educate. Not enough dads are educating anymore. We just
Yeah.
punch in the clock, doing the thing. We make sure the kids' homework is there, but nobody's taking time teaching your kid how to change the oil, changing how to change the sink, how to balance a checkbook. Can we get kids to balance a checkbook, please? You got to provide love. You're providing safety, grace, and correction. This is not just money. These are all the other things. And it kind of goes to what you were saying, like a good leader, a good father will be doing these things. Maybe not all of them perfectly, but they're doing some facet of these things. And that is reflected in the girls that are not out there on the streets. The boys that are knowing what they want once they are, turn 18, they're out there and they're go-getters. They have the leadership. They've been modeled by this. And like myself, John, like you and me, like we share the same thing where we grew up without our dads. Now I have a great relationship with my dad, but like without him, I remember it was a hard time to figure it out. And I wish I had that, because if I had that kind of model in my life, it would be a lot further ahead than where we would be in our lives.
That's why I get so I didn't have the privilege of meeting my dad. He died when I was 15. So that's a hole in my heart that will
Yeah.
always I gotta
Yeah.
fill with Jesus,
Yeah. Yeah.
But like but that's why I get so mad when I see these guys who like have a 2-parent household and they have a loving family, but they're like, oh, I don't know, I just feel bad, I can't do it. I'm like, dude, you have so much, privilege is invisible to those who have it. And just to look at the whole situation, like, you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. And that's why I started my channel, just to help the fatherless men, and also just to help the men who are down and out, because there's like a million books on like how to manipulate men, how to baby trap men, how to do all this stuff. And like the odds are just so incredibly stacked against men to have any semblance of success in relationships. And women will come around and be like, no, that's not true, but because all the guys I dated are fucking assholes. And be like, yeah, the guys you dated, but you ignored probably 80% of the men that could have been good husband for you. But when you're ragingly insecure as an individual, you overcompensate. That's why I think all these girls like, I want a 6-foot dude with 6-pack abs with a 6-figure salary, because they just think if you have those three things, then you're going to be impervious to any kind of trouble in your relationship, and this is not the case whatsoever. You know, like those are not precursors to a successful relationship. That may be attractive to you, but is this man a healthy individual? Is this man an honest individual? Does he have integrity? Does he have the strength and character to lead you? Because I know so many guys that are multimillionaires and pussies, like
Or they
6
have
foot
really
tall.
bad character.
Dude, I know guys personally who are jacked, rich, and shredded, and have like the self-esteem of a fucking broken individual. You know, and you're not if you're unhealthy internally, you're not a healthy person is going to see you and be like, I don't want anything to do with that. Like that's not something I want to deal with.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, one of the things I was, I Paul helped me a lot with my inner game.
Yeah, me
Dealing
too.
with that. Like he was
Yeah.
fabulous with that.
Paul's
One
amazing.
thing,
I think Paul's the best manosphere content creator person.
I was gonna say the same thing. I think like when it comes down, he's never in the bullshit. You never hear him with dealing with any like drama, nothing. He just fucking grinds and he doesn't do any triggering topics, you know, like to throw people up. No. He sticks to it. I break down guys in like 3 categories with women, right? You got the bad boy, the good guy, and then the safe guy, right? Girls go from one extreme to the other. Oh, Grid rated us. Nice.
On the money maker, baby. Siege sent $5. This guy
Yep.
sent $10. Fucking make it rain, baby. Someone send a hundo.
We have like
send Kat some money. Her channel needs it. she's got
I'm
children.
not monetized.
Send it back to me. Send it back to me.
Send him to Glenn and he'll give a percentage to Kat.
Yeah, 5%. 5%. No.
Hey, it's better than 0. It's got to start somewhere.
What do you think about this, John? There's like the bad boy, the good guy, and then the safe guy. Girls go from the bad boy to the safe guy, but then overlook the good guy. And the reason is because the good guy and the bad guy, they both represent a patriarchal structure. They're leading. The safe guy is doing more of like an egalitarian thing, pedestalizing her, right? And that's why she feels safe with him, because they get burned by the bad boy, so they overlook anything that looks patriarchal, and they go to something that looks more egalitarian or where they have more control. You think there's something to that?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's why because they go to the bad guy because he has the attraction triggers, but he doesn't, because in a relationship, when they talk about alpha fucks and beta bucks, right? Some guys think that this is just a divide and you can't be both, but you can be an alpha provider. You know what I mean? And when women, this is typically what they do. They go for the bad boys, they go for the attraction, they go for the guy that makes their vagina tingle, and then they get traumatized, and like, fuck it, I'm going to go to this guy. He doesn't really make me feel so whatever, but at least he won't cheat on me. But then he doesn't have the attraction triggers to keep the relationship going long term. And both men, the bad boy and the
safe guy,
they can become the good guy. I'm the good guy.
Yeah,
I used to be the bad boy. I used to do all the bad things. I'm not going to talk about it, but like, I've
been there,
been arrested. I've been arrested, in multiple countries. It is what it is. But and then the thing is you have to become. That's another thing too, because we have this super entitlement with men and women currently. So you have to, like, all good things come through work. Like, Kat, may I ask you, how many guys did you go on dates with and stuff before you met your husband?
Thousands.
Really? Thousands
of first dates. Thousands.
God damn, girl, good for you.
I did it like sometimes 3 times a day. I was exhausted. I was trying to find exactly what I wanted, and I would not give up until I find it.
Yeah, and it takes time. It's so important for men and women to realize, like when I first came to Japan, right? It was so hard. I literally sent out 300 plus applications. Okay. I went to those fucking faggots on Reddit and asked for advice, and all they were like, "It's impossible. You should give up." Blah. You know, because that's where defeated people are on the internet on Reddit, and they were telling me it's impossible. It's impossible, but I knew I was not happy unless I achieved my goal. Okay, and my goal was to get to Japan, and out of those 300 companies plus 4 interviews, 3 rejections, and 1 company's like, "We'll bring you, but we're gonna send you to the fucking boonies." I was like, "Fucking, I just need to get to Japan. Let's do it." You know, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes hard work, and that's why like Tony Robbins talks about this, and I'm a big Tony Robbins fan. You have to have a powerful why, and you need to know why you're doing things. Right? I am driven because my why is to help as many men as possible. Right? I never planned to be like recognized internationally and go mega viral and all this shit. My plan initially when I started my business, I wanted to make $6,000. Okay. Several million dollars plus, here we are, because I stayed true to my why. And I didn't know that there were so many men out there suffering. I thought everybody was like me. I thought everybody could read a girl's body language. I thought everybody could sleep with a girl on the first date. I thought everybody could make money. Everybody had confidence. Guys knew how to dress well. I thought about all these things. And I was so wrong. It was painfully wrong, and it breaks my heart. You know, it really breaks my heart. I have a passion for helping men, and I help women too as well. You know, like I have a lot of females that I help. I helped Pearl with her channel, the beginning stages of it. I helped Allie with her channel. I helped a lot of these women out, and it's just we as a people are just so lost right now.
We are.
We are so lost, and you know, but I believe there is a great spiritual and global awakening happening that is uncontrollable. I think that's why governments are getting more draconian. I think that's why social media is leaning heavily on censorship, because they want us all to stay good, obedient slaves. But the slaves are learning to read, and we're realizing we're free, and you can't keep us on the fucking plantation anymore. We're out.
And I think like we got tested during like COVID. COVID kind of showed us how slave minded we are. You know,
COVID made me realize I'm going to be rich for the rest of my life because we're surrounded by idiots.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Like, no, I just think like the good. So have you read, I've been reading this book over and over again. It's, Michael Foster's, It's Good to Be a Man.
Oh, nice.
So he's a pastor, Pastor Mike Foster. Yeah, Callum, but you like cuffs, so we're not going to get into that. You probably met Mike at a 21 convention.
I never been.
Oh, I thought you were at 21 Con.
No, I'm heterosexual.
Well, I thought
I'm just joking.
I thought you guys met there. I thought you guys were all there at one point.
No, I was supposed to speak, but he pulled me off the roster because he had that ego trip. And now, good luck, because the 21 convention is no longer existing.
They got a 21 gun salute and they're done.
Oh God!
But no, so he talks about, like, he mentions the thing about sex that you mentioned, like how it's horrible in the church, like it doesn't do well. Nobody teaches it right, and then he talks about that, and he talks about a good patriarchy and an evil patriarchy, and I've been really fascinated with that, like that idea, like, oh, we either could be good patriarchs or bad patriarchs or evil patriarchs.
Yes.
And what he points out, like, about an evil patriarch is like they try to enslave men, so they try to use them for their abilities. If they can't hone your like resources or your skills, then they try to pacify you, right? And they'll pacify you with sedations, right? Porn, drugs, sex, whatever, right? And then if video games, if they can't get you there, then they'll just kill you. They'll kill you off, and then they'll just get rid of you, make you a T, and then there you go. And that's what we've seen so much in the society these days. And it just kind of threw me for a loop. Like, we don't have any good patriarchs. We don't have any Nehemiahs trying to rebuild it back up, because he uses Nehemiah and Absalom as like the two like characters in there. And I was like, man, that is fascinating when we see this, because there's what you're doing, what I'm doing, trying to help guys. But in the grand scheme of things, like even in the church, because that's where it should be coming from, because some of the stuff that we're talking about should be taught in the church, but it's not. And it's like the lack of Nehemiahs in that sense is a big problem if we want to see things. change.
I'm ashamed of the church nowadays. The church
Yeah.
is so pathetic. It's
Yep.
disgusting what's happening. Like, I'm sorry, but like when I grew up, like people wore suits when they go to church. I go to church, I see these bums in sandals and flip flops. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
Yep.
I wore a suit. I went to church, and I went with my mom, and we went to church together. And she dressed up nice. You know, my mom's old school Caribbean lady, and you know, she's like, look at all these fucking white people. They're not dressed up well. I get so mad. But you know, like now, like it's just like I don't know. And then the church, and this is going to sound bad, but bear with me. You know, the church is kind of like a bastion where losers gather to a degree. And like, you know, there needs to be a degree of self-respect. There needs to be a degree of reverence for God and reverence for the community and reverence for the sanctity of the church. You can't just show up in shorts and t-shirt, tank top and sandals. And I know the Lord says, come just as you are to worship. I get it. But you know, we like this, like it's like a race to the bottom with people who don't respect themselves anymore.
Well, he says, "Come as you are, but you ain't gonna leave as you is." So I mean, once you could come as you are, but like doesn't mean that next time you come back looking like that. You know, like some of the craziest things, like you know, like I say, like a lot of the guys that I talk to have left the church and found themselves in this space, but they struggle with some of the tools that are offered in the RP, and they're like, I can't do that. That's degenerate. Well, like, well, you don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Take the tools that work with your worldview, leave the ones that don't. You know, so if banging 50 chicks that doesn't work with your worldview, then don't do it. You don't have to. You know, you could spin plates and not sleep with any of them. You don't have to bang a plate. It may make it a little bit more challenging at times, but you don't have to as the thing. So like, because like since you're Pentecostal, right? Pentecostal.
That's what I grew up in. Yeah.
So how did you balance, like, because I try to tell guys, like, you could just, the red pill tells you what is the problem, the Bible tells you what to do about the problem. Like that's my way of looking at it. How did you be able to balance it too?
The thing that pissed me off about the church is like they always just pointed back at the Bible for the answer. Just like trust the Lord, trust God. And I'm like, where does it say how to start a business? Like, is that in Leviticus? Like where like
well, I would say you look in Proverbs, right? Like what it talks about how to be wealthy or how to be successful, the wise men, or you know, like those things are like stack them together and you will see that.
Yes, but it's so abstract. Like we need like what Alex Hormozy is doing right now for businesses and entrepreneur. Like that's what we need in the church.
Yeah.
We need standards. And like, I'm sorry, but I lost it. When I started seeing gay pastors on the pulpit, I was like, Christianity is a joke. You will never see a fucking gay priest on the fucking pulpit of these Muslim fucking churches. I could be wrong, and probably some like far leftist England where they're letting these Muslims do whatever. I don't know. But for me, when I see that, I'm like, you're spitting in God's face for money. That's the only reason they're doing this. And it goes back to what the Bible says. The love of money is the root of all evil. And if you forsake yourself for money, shame on you. Shame on you for forsaking yourself and forsaking people around you for the sake of money. Because then if you have no line in the sand, then anybody can come in and do whatever they want to you. Yeah. You know? They could just whatever. Okay, so are we going to put pedophiles on the fucking pulpit? Are we going to put fucking mass murderers on the pulpit now? You know, when's Drag Queen Sunday Bible School? When's that coming?
That's on Wednesday nights.
Gosh.
It's Bible study. You didn't know that? No, it's crazy because like we have feminized church to the point where men don't want to be in church. You know, like we would rather be hunting or doing some other things rather than hearing like R&B worship music, you know, to Jesus. Like Jesus is your boyfriend, you know, like no. And the teachings are all bad too. Like it's funny when you read it, and and sad thing is most Christians don't even read the Bible. 11% of Christians actually read their Bible regularly a week, you know, once a week at least. So it shows you how many like don't even actively practice it. But I tell people like getting into this space actually made me read my Bible more because I'm like, I've read this before. I known this before. Where have I known this? Oh, it's right here. Like, I hate when Christians say like they have you don't have to be rich. Are you kidding me? You know the Bible says you have to leave an inheritance for your children's children. Do you know how hard it is just leave an inheritance for your children as it is? But you got to leave one for not just your children, but their children. You're supposed to be wealthy. You should be wealthy. You should be striving for that. Now you don't got to make money your God. Don't make that your idol, but you should be striving to be wealthy enough to leave that inheritance long term. You know, I don't understand why people like hate money and say like, no.
Yeah, and it's just okay. It goes back to we're just lost as a people.
Yeah,
we're lost. You know, and the biggest thing too, I think personally, the downfall of America, it started when we started taking prayer out of schools because of that fucking crazy. I think she was a single mom. I know it was a woman.
Yeah, it was a woman. I forgot. I think it wasn't in California. No, or was it California? I forgot what state it was in where it started. But you know, I think it's hilarious that we did that. But then you see what Tennessee and Oklahoma is doing? They got the Bible and the 10 Commandments back in the schools, and they're using
Louisiana
them as,
too.
In Louisiana, like they use them as like a history. They're teaching like history with it, from what I understand. They're using it as like a historical. Basically, it's part of the historical curriculum now, which I think is great. Angry Casper, why are you being so angry? Casper, are we spurging right now? He's one of my guys.
That guy what does he look like in real life? Is he a dork?
No, I've never seen his face. Actually, he always shows it like, well, you know, actually, I seen his face from a distance. He's a good guy. He's a really good guy. He's just a little spurgy sometimes. He's a little spurgy. Casper, you know better than that.
He's definitely not getting any pussy because guys who get pussy are not this angry.
No, actually, he's MGTOW.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's MGTOW, but he's a romantic MGTOW though. That's the funny thing. He's an idealist that he loves love, but he's MGTOW. It's very interesting. But he brought up he brings up a lot of like interesting, like probably some of these videos about Tupac. Like I forgot what it was called. It was like I think it was called like the Wild MGTOW thing. Like Tupac, like he went through this like gotta love mama, and then like, you know, for the ladies, and then he's like bitches ain't hoes, ain't shit but tricks and hoes. Like he went through like the way that they depict it is like, you know, he went through this like transition with women. Like he pedestalized them, and then he ended up seeing them for what they really are, and then he's just like, eh. What was that called, Cat? Oh, the OG video. That's what he calls it. Yeah, the OG video. Yeah, it's interesting. So Casper's a good guy. He's just a little spurgy sometimes. Can't be spurging out all the time, Casper.
Well, I think we should take a moment to congratulate Kat on having 9 live stream viewers. That is this an all-time high for your channel?
Wow. No, it's not. On down.
What's the highest amount of live stream viewers you had?
Like 60 once.
Really? Were you in a bikini?
No. Wow.
You have a good website. I creeped you out.
Oh yeah, I made that.
Did you?
Yeah.
It's a good website. It is a really good website. I checked you out. You're doing good.
Cool. Thanks. I make websites.
Do you?
I did not know that.
You
I
don't
thought all you
ask.
did was like just make your little music videos.
Oh yeah, I make music videos.
Do you dance? Do you do like the fucking
Those are AI music videos.
You don't dance like the fucking Persian people? Like no.
I think those are like one of those swerving dervish or something. No. But yeah, I make AI music videos.
You like shoot an AK into the air, you're like, yeah. You run.
Only on the weekends.
Hot.
You didn't tell John about how you almost killed your neighbor?
That's not a funny story, Glenn.
That's a fucking hilarious story.
Okay,
you gotta tell him how tall you are first, because you gotta give him all the details, because this is hilarious.
Okay, I'm 5 feet.
It's cute.
Pocket size, right?
Your husband looked giant. Is he 6 foot?
He's like 6'2".
Wow. Good for you.
I've only dated 6 feet.
Oh, look, I'm team 5'10". I'm out of that range.
It happens. But yeah.
I'll cry in my bed of money tonight.
It's okay. You'll be fine. I have a feeling.
I'm gonna write my Hello Kitty diary today. I was reminded I'm not 6 foot tall. Oh God, save me!
There was one guy I saw. He was very short, but like he was so hot.
Can we talk about? Okay, you say very short. Was he like 5'11"? You're like, look at this manlet.
No, he was probably about 5'8". Like I want
Oh
to say
my
like a small.
God! Tom Cruise is 5'8". Come on!
Oh,
Yep.
is that tall?
You are a height shamer.
She's a heightist. She's a heightist.
Are your kids taller? Because are they fully grown?
They're girls, so I got lucky. But no, thank God I didn't have a boy with my genes.
Oh my God!
So back to the story, because
Okay, back to the story.
this is
Let's hear it.
hilarious.
It's not hilarious.
It's
So
funny.
we were getting our roof redone, so I was parked on the swale on the side of my neighbor's house, and then he came out, and I saw he put like a big sticker on my thing, like not to park near his house and all this crap. He's like insane. And then like I'm ripping the sticker off, and then he drives by with his elderly wife, and
Wait, he put on a sticker on your car?
yeah, he put it on the windshield of my car, and I'm like pissed off, and I'm ripping it off.
Was he like a
And
white Democrat?
no, he's actually a Republican, but he's still crazy. Let's
Mr. Get
just
off my
Wow.
lawn.
I would
It is
shoot
what it
someone
is.
if they put a sticker on my windshield. Get away from my Prius.
basically.
So story's over.
No,
No.
sorry. Okay.
We'll see you guys next week.
No, okay. So, anyways, I called my husband. I'm like, this asshole, like, put a sticker and started yelling at me, blah, 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 for parking over there. And then, so I'm just letting off steam. And then I hang up. And then I'm leaving. I've done some stuff. I come home later. And then he's like telling me, oh, the neighbor like came and started yelling at me about you parking on the side of his house. So I was yelling back at him, and they were going at it. And then since we're doing our roof, there's a big pile of 2x4s and debris and stuff with nails, like huge nails sticking up
Yeah.
everywhere. And this
Yeah.
guy pushes him to like almost kill him into that thing. And thankfully, my husband was strong enough to like not fall down and like hold himself up. But the other neighbor saw, like our friend neighbors, and everybody saw that. So anyway, so my husband's telling me this, and then immediately I freak out, I flip out, and then I start charging across the street and like banging on
With the
his door.
AK?
No. I'm banging on his door. I'm like, come out here. Like, come and face me. I'll kill you right now. And then anyways, and I start telling him like, oh, like, I tell my I say, yell at him, like, take care of the kids. I'm going to jail.
No, that's hot though. You need a woman that's ready to fight for you.
Seriously. Like, tell me that ain't dope. Like, if she ain't ready to stab you or stab somebody for you, she ain't the one.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild. So he pushed your husband?
He pushed him like onto that stuff, and there's like nails. He could have been impaled.
That's great, dude. I wish a motherfucker would, bro.
I know. Yeah. So the guy didn't come out of his house because he was smart. And
You're
then
scared.
yeah, or scared or whatever. Anyway, so then my husband's like picking me up, throwing me over his shoulder. I'm taking like, let me get him. And then the neighbors is out there, a guy with his wife. And then, you know, the husband's like, come, Kat, it's okay, calm down, blah, 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 blah. So he calms me down. He's like, he's crazy. It's not worth it. Don't go to jail for some lunatic, blah, blah, blah. Just park on my, in my front yard, whatever. And then, I go to him, but like he also hit him. He tried to hit my husband too before he tried to push him. And so I start yelling. I'm like, he hit him. And then his wife starts going, yeah, that's right. I saw it. Let's go get him. And like making me want to go back across the street again.
So were these guys parked on his property?
It was on the side of the house.
And so in front of the house or on his property? Like legally, was it on his property?
No, it was on the side of the house in the like in front of the sidewalk, that grass.
Like the car. This is the house front, and the car was here.
What?
The
Like
curb,
the front
by
door
the curb.
the front door is my middle finger.
No,
and
it
then
wasn't on
car-
the front of the door. It's the side of the house.
Oh,
Like he has the backyard fence, there's a sidewalk, and then there's some grass. I was parked on the grass on the side of the house.
Oh, okay.
Like really, he had nothing.
So like
Jesus
basically like
Christ.
we're like where they would go to the back side door, like in the backyard.
Yeah,
Gate,
something
or where
like
the
that.
gate would be.
There's no gate or anything, just like fence.
Gotcha.
He had nothing, but he was a psycho. Anyways, so that's why like I'm not super sane or whatever, you know. All women are crazy, it's fine. Who cares?
Wow, that's crazy. That's insane. No.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
she's a killer. She was gonna go there and kill him.
oh, do you want to know the story of how some of the things I did to get my husband to marry me? Okay. So
Oh,
this
now you're gonna drop the game. Okay, here we go.
No, I think this is good because chicks don't have game anymore. They don't have any idea what they're doing. They're just like, "Hi, nice to see you. How much do you make? Okay, let's go." This is their game.
Tear for you.
Yeah, and it's just like, okay. But like no, like when I met him, like obviously I'm not going to put out because why would he take me seriously? And also there's many studies done. I also studied psychology, since I guess we all study psychology. And it takes 80 to 90 days for a guy to fall in love if he doesn't sleep with you. If you sleep with him, it may never happen. So if they don't get to know you as a human without banging you for
That's
80
true.
to 90 days, there's a very hard ability to transition to actually see you as a human and like you. You just go into one category. So I know this. So I'm going in like, okay, we don't go anywhere where there's like anywhere to do anything, public places, period. And then I know he's doing stuff with other chicks the whole time because
Good
I'm
for
not
you.
stupid.
Good for you. Good for you. Good for you.
Why is that good? It's just
Because
this is
I
how the
always talk
world
about
works.
this. I talk about this on my channel. Like this smart girl, she knows that even if he's having sex with these other girls, she can catch him by doing things that these other hoes can't do. Because most women lead with their vagina because that's the only
Yeah.
thing they can really bring to the table. Like I said, American women's game is either it's give pussy, take pussy away. Give pussy, take
Yep.
pussy away, and then the threat or actually giving it to another guy. But when you're like, well, okay, thanks for the pussy, I'm out.
Wouldn't that,
Then they're
wouldn't that
Yeah.
be the equate to men leading with the wallet?
like, don't even get me started on that.
But wouldn't that be the same thing as women, using their pussy as like their currency and men using their money like their currency?
Yep.
Mhm.
I live in Asia. Where Asian guys lead with their wallet so much, bro. It is hilarious. They call them Saifu Otoko, which is wallet man. That's what they call the guys. And oh my god, that's so funny. How many hoes did he have?
You know what? He would tell me. He was like stupid enough to just like very nonchalantly tell me like, "Oh, I went to a party the other day
That's
and this girl
stupid.
was
He trusted
fighting."
you, dummy.
But it's just like, why would you tell me if you're dating? Why? If I was like a normal girl, I would be like, what? And I'd leave, right? That's a normal American woman. Oh, you
Come
did
on,
what with who?
you were attracted to that to a degree. To a degree, you're like, I'm gonna beat these other bitches.
No, to a degree, I was like, this is how my dad said the world works, so this is how it works. This is the game you have to play. There's two types
I'm listening.
of
I'm
girls.
just gonna go to the bathroom.
This one or that one. Yeah. Anyways, so I forgot. What else did I do?
Oh, got his mom on the team. How about that?
That's later.
You gotta drop all them gems.
Yeah, he had told me one time he went to a party, this girl got into a fight with her boyfriend, and then she's storming out the party, and she grabbed, my husband by his collar and said, "Come with me," and then she went home with him and they banged. And then
Wait a
he
minute.
comes and he tells me about it.
What?
Yeah. But we were not banging, so, whatever.
Well, you're like, well, at least you got it out of your system.
No, because it's like, this is a one-time,
Yeah, like she's
you
a
know,
one-off.
it's just like, it's like a whatever chick.
Yeah, it's a one-off. Like she's not memorable.
Yeah, because my dad would always say, like, there's two types of girls. There's the girls that you marry,
There-
and then there's the girls
There's
that
the
are just for
playthings,
fun.
and then there's the main things.
Yeah. And it's like, and if you put yourself in that category, that's all you'll ever be.
Yep. And that's the only thing guys will ever see you as too.
Exactly. So I had to make sure, like, he cared about me, not just wanted to have sex with me. I'm not like just an object. I have to be a person. So you cannot sleep with someone until they see you as a person.
Yeah. Yep. Because like that's why I think like when women lead with sexuality, when they lead with sex, they are signaling I am a plaything.
There's, yeah. I
Like
don't know.
not saying that you shouldn't lead with
You shouldn't.
but I'm saying that it can't be the only thing. Like you need to look attractive.
You can't bang him to commitment.
Yeah,
That's not how it works. You can't bang him so well that he's like, "Oh, I'm going to marry you." That's not how it works. Nobody goes, "She made me climax super hard. This is the mother of my children." That's not what this is a good hoe. This is a good experience. That's it.
She's a fun time.
Yeah.
But not a long time.
Exactly. So, whatever. I had to play the long game.
How long was the long game though? Because like the way you make it sound like it was like less than a year or about.
It was 6 months. We were just dating, and he was doing whatever. But we were 6 months is a long time.
No, it's not.
Sleep with someone. It's a long time.
Okay, yeah.
In American
standards. Yes. I mean, I can tell you right now, I didn't wait 6 months. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, I was going to wait 6 months.
Oh, and this is interesting. It's weird how I did. Like, I don't know if it was 1,000, but like a couple hundred, let's say. And yes, because back in the days, we had like, you could put in height and stuff like that and stuff. Now, were they lying? Maybe, because I'm 5 foot. Everybody's tall to me. How do I know if they're lying?
Yeah. Unless you have a tape measure.
Exactly. I'm not taking a tape measure.
So let's ask the real questions. How long do you let him hit it raw?
How long?
Probably right at the 6 month mark.
We were engaged. It was.
So when did you get engaged?
6 months later.
Yeah, probably about 6 months later.
So the first time you're like, just put that condom away. We're
just like, you don't need it. You don't need it.
You don't need it.
No, but he tried to not use condoms, and I would be like, what are you doing? Not use condoms? And he's like, oh, well, because if you get pregnant, we'll just get married. I'm like, this is not how it works. You're supposed to get married, then get pregnant.
Tell us the story. Tell us the timeline that you did here.
Okay, well, so anyways,
talk about the fuckery, the mind games that she played on this.
Okay, so his lease was about to expire, and he was renting an apartment with a roommate, and his roommate was going to go off somewhere else, so he was not going to have a roommate. And he's tight for money and stuff like that. So I know the lease expires this date, blah blah blah. So anyways, right around that time, I start saying that, because I live with my dad, so I'm like, oh, things are really bad with my dad. I don't know if I could stay here anymore. I might have to go live with my mom in another state. And, I really am enjoying getting to know you, but like, it just sucks. Like, I'm going to have to move and blah, blah, and all this stuff. So then I tell him this, I hang up the phone. I wait. I'm waiting by the phone because I'm not stupid. And then he calls me back a few minutes later. He's like, you know what? I know this is too soon. And this is like a weird thing to say. You're not that type of girl, but would you consider moving in with me so you don't have to move with your mom? And then I'm like, I don't really like that before marriage and stuff like that. The only way I could ever consider it would be like if we were going to get married or we were going to get engaged or something like that. And like before the lease is up, we're married. And then he goes, let me think about it. He called me back. He's like, yeah, you know, I think we are a good match. I think we'll get married. We should move in together. And for that, like he needs like, think about it. I'm like, okay, I'll think about it. Obviously this was a plan. So that happens. And then a couple weeks later, his mom comes into town. I meet his mom. She pulls me aside and she's like, do you want to get married? And I'm like, yes, but he has to ask me. And she's like, but you want to marry my son? And I'm like, yes. And she's like, okay, I'll make it happen. And then basically like we moved in together. His mom says, oh, I found out that you're living with Kat and Sin. I'm sending you money. Go marry her, you know, whatever, for the wedding and stuff like that. Boom. In 3 months, we were married. Legally.
That's good. He's got a good mom. My mom does the same thing. I brought home 3 Japanese girls. She brings them aside. She's like, so, do you know about Jesus? The Japanese girl's like, huh? One Japanese girl's like, is Jesus an American?
Yeah, I didn't say the part where she interrogated me about my religion for like 20 minutes before.
There's the juice. Talk about that.
Yeah, she's like, you're not Muslim, right? Like, no, I'm not Muslim. Not every person who looks like this is Muslim.
Did she do the test and make you eat a piece of bacon?
Oh my God. No.
I'd be like, prove it, bacon.
Rub this bacon on your skin, woman.
Wow.
Do you love my son? Rub this bacon on your skin.
Yes.
I'm telling you, you ain't eating that piece of bacon. I don't believe you. There was like a guy that was selling guns, like a gun shop. And anytime like a Muslim would come in, like he would put out or somebody he thought was Middle Eastern, he'll put out a plate with bacon. He's like, take a bite first before you buy a gun.
Oh wow! You know, didn't they do that during the Crusades? I think they dipped their bullets in like either pig's blood or pig fat. So like when they shot the Muslims, they would be like, "Oh my God, we're going to hell." I'm pretty sure that's real.
No, Clover, we don't believe that you're Muslim. We all know you're not a Muslim. Trust me, you don't get a reason to eat bacon. Remember, we're working on that. Clover Tech is like a gunsmith. Like he is the gun guy. Like I know you like guns. Like he got guns for guns. He got guns on guns on top of guns.
I almost bought a Daniel Defense rifle on my vacation when I was in America. I was like shooting his fucking AR, and I was like, "This is only $1,500." I was like, "I could just walk out with it today because I have a concealed weapons permit." They're like, "Yeah," but I didn't do it. I wanted to. I bought a Glock the last trip, but like, if I ever move back to America, I'm buying a huge house with land, and I'm just going to be that crazy guy who fills my house with guns.
I'm looking at right now. I'm looking at Idaho.
Yeah,
it's really cheap out there, like land wise. Like, it's a good place. That in Tennessee, like I wouldn't mind Nashville, out the outskirts of Nashville, or Idaho.
I just can't. I can't deal with those winters, man.
In Idaho, the cold.
Just anywhere. I saw snow for the first time when I was 27 in Japan. I was like, oh my God. I grabbed my camera and I went outside and I was like filming it. I was like, this is a miracle.
Like, this is what a white Christmas is. That's funny.
Oh man, it's great.
So when are you streaming now? Where are you streaming? Like, because your times are changed, right? Are your streaming times?
Oh, I stream same 9 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm in the new studio. I'm launching a panel show. We're gonna have girls hopefully on this Friday or this Monday.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm in the studio right now.
Oh, cool.
Look, okay.
Oh, very nice.
That's a 100-inch monitor. We got 4 Sony FX3s. The lights there, and then
FX3s are nice.
They are. They're Netflix approved. And
yeah,
I have like the control panels back here. This is where I solo stream.
Do they have like its own codecs? The FX3? Or are they regular Sony codecs?
I don't know. I have a smart Asian
producer. The producer setup. That's dope.
Yeah. Have you seen my my new spot? Let me show you the view. It's fucking gorgeous. We're in downtown Tokyo.
Oh, nice.
Oh, it's a little smoggy today. I'll show you. It's pretty cool. Look.
Oh, that's badass. That's a
We're on
great
the
view.
58th floor. My ice bath over there. Do that every
Nice.
morning. I don't need coffee anymore.
Nice. That is
You
nice.
see all the helipads?
Yep.
Pretty cool, right?
That's dope.
It's so good when my haters try to say something. I'm like, I'm sorry. Could you speak up? I have
I
bad
hear you
signal
from
up
up
here.
here.
I can't hear you all the way down there in the middle class. Can you raise your voice?
What is that? Is that low class speak? Pork? What? Sorry, I don't speak brokenese.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, that's
beautiful
nice.
view. My
Very
dog
nice.
lives in pure luxury, man. My dog eats better than my fucking haters.
Nice.
I give my
Isn't
dog
that how it
Wagyu
should be?
sometimes.
I used to give my chickens wild caught Alaskan salmon.
Really? Do all people from Iran have like pet chickens?
Oh my gosh. I'm in Miami. And Cubans do.
I was gonna say Cubans do, that's for sure.
They definitely do.
You know who I'm surprised is?
Pollito.
You know who I'm surprised is not in the chat right now? Where's Cheeks at? Where the fuck is Cheeks at right now?
Cheeks is whoring. He can't help himself.
No.
Yeah, he is.
I was talking to him earlier today. I was on the phone with him earlier.
He keeps
My
saying,
dog has a pup. Oh, sorry.
No.
Go ahead, John.
No, somebody just asked where my dog goes to the bathroom. I'm just have ADD. I'm reading the chat. There's a little pee-pee pad over here. So my dog is so bougie. She like hates to go outside. She's like, oh God, we have to walk outside.
I have to go deal with the common folk.
My dog is so racist to Japanese men. She hates Japanese men. She loves Japanese girls, but like when she sees Japanese guys, she like growls and barks at them. She doesn't like them.
Oh, so she knows about their condition too, right?
Maybe.
Wow.
Oh man, that's sad. So like the population, where's that? There's a park out there I heard in Japan, like it's like the self-deletion park.
Oh gosh.
It's a forest.
A forest?
Yeah.
Or forest?
Yeah,
Is
it's
it
a
like
forest.
Is it a real thing? Like, or is it just like like wow. That's bad.
They jump in front of there's a train line because Tokyo is, and pretty much all of like Metro Japan, like Tokyo, Osaka, Nagoya, parts of Fukuoka, Sapporo, all of these areas, it's all about trains, right? And in Japan, they like have one train. It's the KO line, KEIO, and that's like the train where people notoriously just. Yeah, and what's crazy? The companies are so ruthless. All the money and profits that they lose for the time that the person, caused a delay and everything, they bill the family.
So we work them to death, but it's your job to keep them alive. Like, but don't you guys like out there? The custom is like you have husbands that have wives for children, but then they have like playthings for like they have girlfriends for like actual sex, right?
Yeah, like these Japanese dudes are cheating like fucking, like it's going out of style.
But I'm like, if you're working all that damn time, like, where do you get the time to even cheat if you have barely enough time to even sleep?
Yeah, well, I mean, they do. It is what it is. It is what it is. The women, I mean, they're in America and all the Christian countries, right? There is typically it's guilt based, right? So when you cheat, you're like you feel guilt, or if you like to do a threesome or some lesbian shit, like it's Christian guilt.
Yeah.
But in Asia, in secular Asia, it's more shame based. So as long as you do your smut, but you don't get caught, you don't bring you don't bring shame to your family. That's the biggest thing. And these Asian people, like their relationships are just so hollow and like very non-loving, in my opinion. So it's very easy to cheat because they really don't like the ideal love and romantic love that most people like is a form of Christian love, right? That's why, like, for example, like Japanese girls, like one of the most romantic movies for all these Japanese girls is they love the Titanic. They
Oh yeah, of
love
course. When the guy
Japanese.
dies, yeah, of course.
It's just romantic how he's sweet and loving kids. Like when I date these Japanese girls, I'm a very loving guy, and so like I'm always hugging my girl, I'm always kissing my girl, and just telling her she's beautiful and stuff. And they don't like get it. They get addicted to that love because they just don't get it. I grab my girl, I kind of kiss her a bunch of times. She's like, we've never had this kind of affection before because I'm the first like foreigner she's ever dated, and so she's hooked.
So like the guys are
She-
not very like PDA. They don't do a lot of
No,
public.
even the kids, like they barely like it's sad, man. They barely show love and affection to the kids.
Damn. Like, no, you got to be stoic,
Yeah,
disciplined.
just do what's great for the greater cause. Nihon, bonsai.
So it's like almost here in America, we like the love aspect is a good thing, but we fail on everything else. Like I think we romanticize love. Everybody bastardizes love too, in a sense, because
Mm-hmm.
people don't realize love is correction.
Mm.
Like
I was gonna when I was using the bathroom, I heard Kat say something that was wrong, so inherently I have to correct her.
What?
When she was like, "Guys don't fall in love when they have sex with a guy," I'm like, "Yes, they do." Like
For that
these guys-
moment. For that moment.
no, you're wrong. And let me tell you, from a guy's perspective, okay. Some of these guys, we make a joke about it all the time. Like they fall in love with the first girl who touches their pee-pee.
okay,
for
so
sure.
she's
But not if
talking
they're
about
a lot.
Mm-hmm.
the guy that has options.
Yeah, a lot.
Which most guys don't have options.
Yeah, but she's talking
I
like
don't care about them. I'm talking
she
about
ain't fucking she ain't even into
killer
them.
bees.
I know. I'm speaking about the invisible man that you don't see, Kat. Us plebs down in the 5-foot height range, okay? But
Man.
I can't tell you because I run the first and only centralized passport bro community, and I see it happen all the time. Like the first foreign girl, because men are just so starved for a woman that will actually love and care for them. They're like the first girl that shows them like a semblance of femininity. They're just like, oh my god, she's the one, she's the one, and that's why because a lot of people don't talk about this, but the foreigner divorce rate is pretty high too.
Mm.
The best match, the strongest match in Japan that has the lowest divorce rate is American male and Japanese female. I think the worst one is French male and Japanese female because they just idealize these fucking French scumbags.
The French are gross. No offense.
No, you're not offending anybody. I don't like the fucking French. I mean, there's some cool French guys, don't get me wrong, but the majority of them, yeah,
the French don't even like the French. So,
no.
Well, it's okay. It's about to be fucking the Muslim word for French soon, anyways. The way they're going, so it's all good.
When I used to live in Taiwan, there was like this like a place where you can hook up with people who wanted to learn English and like hang out with them. So, I mean, I found a bunch of cute Taiwanese girls and we hung out, and they'd always be like the creepy ass French men. Like, I can pretend to be a woman, lady, to come. We meet and we have coffee and we have sex. And it's like, what? This is how you talk to people?
God,
insane.
So, like, what is like the passport? Because remember, everybody's trying to label you a passport bro. I'm like, no, John LOD is not a passport bro. He moved out there. He lives out there. He's been out there for years.
I claim that. I say I'm the first passport bro because I moved out here 2012.
I know. That's what I was telling everybody. Like, I was like, he was out there a long time ago. I tell guys like, look, if you're gonna go overseas, stay over there. Don't just go over there try to find a girl and bring her back.
No,
you can bring her back, but you got to have strong frame, which most guys don't.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going, if most guys are not like you who are going over there, starting business out there, and falling in love with the culture and staying out there. Both guys are trying to go out there because they want to be able to flex what they don't have out here, try to make it overcompensate out there, so they think that they appear to be more than they are. So I'm like, that guy obviously is not going to have his frame. He's not going to have his game. He's trying to play Madden on easy mode, right? And I say, stay over there. Stay over there where you're successful. Because if you try to bring her back here, she's gone. 6 months.
Yeah. Yep. That's true because your problems follow you. You know, they don't just disappear.
Now, girls who have like overseas, they have like girl game over there that's different for passport bros, right? What are like some of the main ones that you see? Like, all right, you gotta watch out for this type of shit.
Just if she can speak English, that's a red flag. For real, because like, you're not like unless she comes from a good family and she's genuinely studying English because she's like interested. Because there's a breed of Asian girl that is genuinely interested in the English language, and she travels to foreign countries with her mom, and they always like bounce around because they're more globally minded. But like, yeah, if she speaks English, like the best Japanese girls, like my girl now, she like barely speaks English, but that's how I know like the desire is like so real with her. It's super, super real. Cause like, it's just like, it's almost primitive. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So the desire is super real. But yeah, you got to be careful with the girls that speak English. You got to be careful with the girls who are like serial foreigner daters. We call them gaijin hunters in Japan. Gaijin is the word for foreigner, so it's like, oh, careful, that girl's a gaijin hunter. Some of them will date you to get free English lessons out of you because they just want to practice English and then go for the chat. I mean, there's stereotypical things too, like if she's always going to clubs. Unfortunately, like the cold Asian dad who's like present but not really emotionally there is a thing. So they go, like I said, if you don't give those girls you raised them, if you don't give them love and security, they're gonna go look for it elsewhere. They will, and they're gonna find it in places that you don't want them to find it. So. And no, it's not that these women are just educated because they speak English well. It's not the case. Okay. Because I'm living in Asia. I've been all over Asia. Okay. I've been to Thailand. I've been to Vietnam. I've been to Korea. I've been to Japan. I've been to the Philippines. So I'm very well versed and understand. I've slept with women from all these countries and I know what I'm talking about, and it's not about, she's educated. No, she's educated in eggplant economics. That's the education. So no, that's not the case at all. If you would like me to be brutally honest with you.
No, I know because all my friends in Taiwan that spoke English, one foreigner after another, until finally they hit the jackpot and then they ended up in the country they wanted to be in.
There you go. There you go.
I'm not saying that they're not happy with the guy, but I'm saying like they had a plan.
That's why like when Tate was coming out and there was a talking point, he was saying that like you can message any girl around the world and seduce her on Instagram. I'm like, okay, how are you going to seduce a fucking Chinese girl in China who doesn't even have access to Instagram? Or even if she does, she doesn't speak English. And a lot of these girls too, like Asian racism is the strongest in the fucking world. Like we are all niggas out here to these Asian girls who want nothing to do with us. Okay. And they will be like, ew, I'm not touching that fucking dirty foreigner. Like the peak of Japanese society, the alpha male in Japanese society is the Japanese man. The alpha male in Korean society is the Korean man. Okay. It doesn't work like that. And so, yeah, like to a degree, the fact that she likes you as a foreigner to a degree is a red flag. So you have to vet her.
That's actually
because because what happens is this too, right? Like this happens a lot. The military guys take the bait, hook, line, and sinker. But a lot of these Japanese, or I'll just use Japanese girls as an example. There's a lot of Japanese girls who are just like so bad at relationships that Japanese men want nothing to do with them. So they have to like, okay, well, I got to, rummage through the trash here and just fucking the foreigner supply to like try and find a man. And that's what happens.
But a lot of the guys that would go over there were not top tier.
Yeah, that's
so it's like true. They kind of like found each other.
Yeah, but it's not sustainable. Like those relationships don't necessarily. I mean, again, going back to the divorce rate amongst the foreigners is pretty high.
Mm.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
So, if the divorce rate is it just as high as in America? Like, or what's like the percentage that?
It's a 30% divorce rate right now in Japan. It's going up. But
Oh,
it's
wow.
funny. In America, during the pandemic, the divorce rate went up. In Japan, during the pandemic, the divorce rate went down.
Hmm.
You know?
I think we're at a 54% rate right now in
Mm.
America. So yeah, it's still high. It's still I tell guys to just go. I just say if you're not Christian, don't get married. What's the point?
Mm.
What is the point if they're not Christian to get married? There's really no point.
Mm.
Because what can you get from a girlfriend that you get from a wife if you're married?
We'll say that again. I was reading the chat. Sorry, I have ADD.
What can't you get from a girlfriend that you get from a wife?
Headaches.
Well, girlfriends could give you headaches.
That's true. That's true. There's some girls. All right, I have a friend, right, and a lot of these, because again, like what Kat said is true. Like a lot of the foreigners that come here, you know, the foreigner community, they call them LBH. You know what it stands for?
Mm-mm.
Loser back home.
Oh yes.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah.
And my friend had this friend of his, and this Japanese girl was sweet. She was nice. She was kind. They never had a fight. Okay. And as soon as he signed the marriage paper, they had their first fight. And this bitch is so fucking crazy. Okay. This bitch is a psychopath. She told him she cacks his lunch because Japanese women have a way of cucking beta males as well. One of the standard things that they do in Japan, this is more traditional, and this doesn't happen like the Japanese alpha male guys, but for the beta guys, you hand over your entire salary to your wife, and then your wife gives you an allowance from your own salary. And she packed him his lunch and whatever, and he had to come home at a certain time, right? And he was allowed back in at 5 o'clock. And one time he got off early, and she wouldn't let him in because he came before 5 o'clock, and he didn't finish his lunchbox that she made for him. So she made him wait outside and eat his lunchbox, and she let him in at 5 o'clock. But again, that's a guy who has no frame and no self-respect. You know, if a bitch did that to me, it's over. It is beyond over, right? That is not something I'm tolerating. I have self-respect, but
Yeah.
you know, men with self-respect are few and far between.
Yeah, I told my husband about that. Oh, look, the women in Japan do all the finances. Maybe I should do the finances. And he's like, no. What?
Like what country are we in? Yep, that's right. Not Japan.
Nope.
I'm still going to try.
Well, it's your nature. It's your nature.
What are you going to do?
Every time I hear a relationship, like when a woman's in charge of the finances, it never really lasts too long.
Yeah, but he won't give me a budget. So it's like, I would be better with a budget if I knew like the stuff.
Would you
He's
though?
just like,
Would you?
Yes, because I would know. Because now I'm like, I don't know how much I'm supposed to spend.
Well, that's why you always ask him.
He says he's not going to tell me. And I'm like,
You
Just
should check
you.
out you should check out Dave Ramsey. He has great content.
I know who he is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Does your husband make money? Does he do 6 figures?
Yeah,
Nice.
Doctor.
What does he do?
he's a doctor.
What kind of doctor? Is he a real doctor? Is he like a foot doctor?
He's a functional medicine doctor.
That sounds like a fake doctor to me.
It is. He's a fake doctor.
Is he
But
a
it's
DO or
real
an
money.
MD? Is he a
It's
DO or is he
money.
an MD?
No. I'm not gonna. First, I don't want to say anything on the internet. But he's a.
I just want to
type
know:
of
is he a DO or is he an MD?
None of those. None of those.
He's not a real doctor.
No, he's not. But he
He's
is.
like Dr. Dre.
He
He's like
is.
Dr. Dre.
He's
It's
like
another
Dr.
type
Pepper.
of thing. It's another type of thing that I'm not going to say.
So it's all
He's
about
Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. It doesn't
Oh
matter.
man. Well, if he was a boob doctor, that's still a pretty good job.
Plastic surgeons make money. You ever see plastic
Nope.
surgeon do an interview not in a nice suit?
Never.
No. All the plastic surgeons make money. Yes, I know.
There's money in titties.
Not the girl ones, though. I don't think they have the strength to rip
Well,
stuff apart.
They found out that doctors that play video games do way better at surgery than doctors who don't.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that just an excuse for the doctors that have a PS4 or PS5 in the hospital? Like, hey, we need this in here so we can play.
No, there's some. I mean, I think a lot of my success came from me playing video games. I played video games like everyone's don't play video games. You're not gonna be a millionaire. Like I played video games. I play video games to this day. I think video games are a big part of me having to understand systems because I played a lot of RPGs.
Mm.
You know.
Same. That's what I equate my success to too.
No, you don't. You can't even spell RPG.
You can't even spell success.
Look, I play The Sims. That's success.
That's not an RPG.
Whatever. Who cares? I suck at like Grand Theft Auto. Is that an RPG?
Just end the stream. This is ridiculous.
Oh my gosh, what is that one?
Oh, cat. What's the last video you made? Your music video, Cat?
Oh, you want to see music videos?
I want to see your latest music video. You rant and raving about them all the time, so I want to hear them.
Why is my freaking cat screaming?
And John, have you done another Matrix or Ninja or Dark Knight or whatever what it was? Who was it that you're the villain guy that you're doing with the leather jacket beating people up?
Oh man, that was a great commercial. That commercial got me sued. No, I have been. I honestly, I got to go back to my roots and making like badass commercials again. And I have one.
Those are hilarious, bro. I've been working out like the comedy one. So I just been doing like, I got 1-800-SLAP-A-HOE, you know, don't commit domestic violence. We'll do it for you. And I have like two of my subs are the face of it, like Sweet Auntie and Chrono. They're the two people that'll go over there and slap a hoe for you. You know, like I did Andrew Wilson's Debate University commercial. That was fun.
I thought about buying that because he's so good.
It's really good. It's a good course.
Andrew still hates me.
Why?
I hate you. What'd you do?
He accused me of being really a man.
That's weird.
Wait, hold on. There has to be more to this story. What's the context?
I don't know, but all I know is that anytime like his stream would raid Grid Stream when I was on it, they would all say, "Oh, it's the chick with like the beard," and I'm like, "What? Like what? Like so they're obviously talking some smack." And you know, Andrew doesn't like chicks.
Does he?
No, he does. He doesn't like working with chicks.
He says, "I don't work with chicks."
He doesn't work with them.
I mean, he's not entirely off. One time I was working in this Japanese company, and it's just so funny how like delusional women are. This one girl was being like obnoxious at the party, and no one was correcting her because everybody's a fucking simp. I was like, "Hey, like, what are you doing? Stop being so rude and obnoxious." And she threw a full can of beer at me and hit my hand, and it fucking hurt. And I wanted to break this bitch's neck. And I was just like, this is so crazy. Like, if I would have done that to a man, the guy would fucking kill me, you know? So, yeah, working with chicks it's I don't know, man. It's like, it's a skill. It's a skill.
That's why I don't work.
That's good. You're doing your thriving podcast with 8 people watching now.
Look, it's 8 more people than before.
Hey, I'm just teasing you. Here, you know what? I'll subscribe. Now you'll have 598 subscribers.
Oh my God.
I'll have you on my show. I'll interview you next week.
Cool.
Yeah, she did
what
really
do you want
good
to
on
talk about?
Donovan.
Oh, we're gonna talk about all the things you don't want to talk about.
What? What's your body count? 5 billion. Obviously.
God, I'm not gonna say that. It's so dumb.
I've been ran through.
Nah, I'm not gonna say that. That's stupid.
Yeah, Allie won't have me on because I think like I'm not good for her brand.
Well,
what brand? Is she still making content?
Yes.
Every once,
but now she's very
in a while.
like sophisticated trad, and I'm not sophisticated.
Or trad.
Allie's she's
I'm not trad.
You're not sophisticated or trad.
No. She's protected. What's her new brand called? Is she no longer Real Femme Sapien? What is she?
No,
now?
she still goes by that.
Look, I'm still friends with Allie, but like I'm not like of her brand. Like I don't
Let me see.
fit the criteria.
Let's see. Is she putting out content? She put out content 2 months ago.
I thought she just did a live not too long ago.
Yeah.
Oh, her
she did one.
I'm looking at her videos. Sorry, I'm looking at her
Yeah.
Yeah,
videos.
it's like she just did a live a couple days ago. I thought.
She pops in, hits me up, and then disappears every once in a while. I like her husband. He's a real cool guy.
Yeah, he's dope. He used to be on
she-
the Dragon ship with Thor.
Oh, she looks pretty. She has long hair now. Good for her.
Yeah. Yes, and I'm cool with Allie. I just do not fit the trad wife brand. That's
It's all good. It's all good.
Well, because you're not trad.
I'm
at
not.
all.
I don't know what. Like I'm never gonna be good at making sourdough or wearing like those puffy sleeved Amish outfits. Like I can't.
It's so funny. The Japanese girl I'm dating now, she has a Wojak dress. I took a picture of it this morning. Look, I'll show you. It's so funny. She's literally wearing the Wojak dress.
Yes.
There it is.
I always tease her. I always like tell her that's the grandma dress.
Who is this? Am I super liberal? Yes, I'm very liberal. Thank you.
You better chill with that. I'll fucking pay someone to delete your fucking 500 channel.
But you're not.
500 subscriber YouTube channel.
She's liberal, but she's not.
What am I liberal about?
But you're not.
But what am I liberal about? Like I don't even think I'm liberal about anything. I'm very dictator.
Yeah, oh, yes. You're going to say this one again? Are you going to say this one again?
What?
I said you don't have the dick to be a dictator. And then what did you say? What did you say?
I said my dick's over there.
No, she said I dictate the dick.
Oh no!
That right there
no.
shows me that you're liberal. Right there is the liberal
You
message.
can't take jokes no more.
Little truth in every joke, Kat. Little truth.
A
right, well, I
little
gotta
joke
go.
in every joke. Yeah, I gotta
right,
go
John.
too.
Well, we're gonna end
I
this
love you
stream, you
all.
guys.
We're
Peace.
gonna end. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you both.
John, I'll hit
for
you up.
coming.
I think I got you on Telegram. I'll hit you up.
Hit me up. I love you guys. Peace.
All right. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.